the usual suspects are, crashing out, trying to make their head canon. They're people trying to force their head canon onto the rest of us, right? They're going after tomboys. They're going after, I forgot what his name is. Is it Rimuru from, I think from Slime? I actually never watched Slime, chat. Should I watch Slime? I've never watched it. But yeah, they're making like the argument. It's very exhausting.
It's like
I'll just let Hirohei explain it.
You see some reactionary trans activists on Twitter.
Yeah.
That are trying to erase the representation of either femboys or tomboys. We've talked about this a lot.
It's that, I forgot what they call it. Is it called egg cracking? Is that what they call it? Like I've never and it's always been incredibly obnoxious to me. It's so retarded. Like, you're essentially, in a weird way, upholding traditional gender norms because you're saying that because this, this tomboy is acting this way, she is a trans man, or because a femboy acts this way, he is a trans woman. It's fucking retarded. I don't understand how people don't understand that they're in a weird roundabout way in upholding traditional gender norms.
Because like I said, this happens every month or every other month. Well, this time it's tomboys. Now they're trying to erase tomboys. Hey, that character that's a tomboy, no, that's actually a trans character.
It do be like that.
Ironic because they say they're against gender norms, but like I said, these are very reactionary people.
Yeah.
Perpetuating outdated, archaic stereotypes.
Literally what I just explained to you guys.
And yet somehow they're so twisted in their thinking that they don't realize that's what they are and what they do, which makes it that much more amusing as well. And so this tweet has become discourse. It's got almost 1 million views, 13,000 likes. Other reactionary trans activists are liking this, but the OP actually gets called out in the replies, but they double down, triple down, dozen down, because again, these people never have self-awareness. And
also, they don't actually deeply think about what they believe in. So the minute you challenge their views or, you push back on them a little bit, their whole belief system just starts to fall apart right before their eyes. So they go into defensive mode, and they don't actually have any sort of good arguments to debate with you.
Tweet says, rewatching Avatar's funny because it's literally the opposite of that meme image of, wow, I never noticed that homophobia or transphobia, etc. because I literally didn't remember there being a trans girl in the jet crew. And their evidence of this is this screenshot from Avatar saying, maybe it's because I'm not a man, I'm a girl. As long as I'm confident with who I am, it doesn't matter what other people think. This
absolutely based, by the way, and honestly, I don't really understand how you twist this into like being trans or anything. It's a tomboy saying that they are not a man, they're a girl, and they're comfortable with being a girl that has more, I guess, masculine gender, I don't really know I guess phenotypes.
Very swiftly gets community noted. We can see it reads, Smeller B is not a trans character in the series Avatar: The Last Airbender. She is a tomboy girl with an androgynous appearance who affirms that she is a girl.
Yep.
Tomboy affirming she's a girl, and this person just sees, oh, that must be trans. There's even more irony here because the OP would follow this up by saying, play Hollow Knight Silksong, watch Haikyuu, and remember that it's okay to be yourself. Existing is not a crime.
The irony in that statement is insane. It's okay to be yourself as long as you don't want to be a tomboy or a femboy that is comfortable being their biological sex. Crazy how that works, isn't it?
Dude, you're literally the one erasing tomboys, erasing representation. Existing is not a crime, you say, as you erase other
Very
people.
ironic.
And you
Very
know what's even
ironic.
crazier? According to their own rhetoric, if you don't reaffirm their gender, they will say that you are
A transphobe? Oh no! Yeah, I am. And what are you gonna do about it if I am?
genociding people.
It do be like that.
And it's like, okay, well, you're not reaffirming
My
your
bad.
tomboy's gender now. So according to your own rhetoric, OP, you are now committing genocide. But they're not done
Genocide of femboys and tomboys, man. You hate to see it.
yet. The OP then says, and just so you know, she can be a tomboy, trans, both, whatever she wants. She wants to be seen as a girl. She's a tomboy. You're the one that's like not.
Yeah. You're the one that started this shit. What are you talking about? What is bro yapping about?
Allowing that now. You say she can be whatever she wants, and you're like,
Trans or nothing.
but not really, because you don't want her to be a tomboy. You want her to be trans. Then
Yep. Simply, they just want these fictional characters to affirm their delusions. That's all they want.
the OP says, this post is not a place to open the door for transphobia. Dude, you're literally the one hurting trans activism right now. You're making it all look horrible with your own post. Like, that's all on you. The OP
Yeah, these people single-handedly fuck themselves over. These like trans actors, like Niara, for example, they are like the biggest reason I'm always like talking shit about the trans activists and trans people in general. Apart from, obviously I disagree with the ideology and the idea that you can magically become the other sex.
closes their post by writing, in fact, through this post I discovered
Not logical
that,
in any
yes,
way.
there are trans people who identify with the character, even though she represents something else. Art is subjective. What's not subjective is her gender. She is a tomboy. You're the one that says
Yep.
you can be who you want to be, but you don't stand by that. You don't want her to be who she wants to be. You're trying to
Yep.
alter her to fit your ideology. It's so insanely selfish. And like I
Yep.
already said, like you all know already as well, this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened so many times.
It
where
happens all the
these-
time. Like, I forget the character's name, but it happens with like a character from One Piece, for example. It happens all the time, and I don't understand why. Like they are. I don't understand how they don't understand that they are upholding these traditional gender norms in this weird roundabout way.
sort of reactionary.
I don't understand how that
Trans
doesn't click in their
activists.
brain.
They try to erase the representation of tomboys or femboys, while simultaneously demanding that you give them representation and you reaffirm them, but they're very happy to erase others. It is a massive double standard. And then the OP's mask falls completely off right here. Check this out. Gets a response saying, LMAO, so she's a tomboy, dude. The OP says, because she drops the biggest self-affirmation of identity line from the show, because she got called a man. But yeah, she's just a tomboy. Yeah.
What are
Just
you
a
talking
tomboy,
about?
huh? Implying that this is like worse.
Yeah.
That
What do you got against tomboys, bro? It's so funny. We've said this multiple times. These people are so progressive that they're regressive. How is like being a woman that likes masculine things or presents themselves in a more masculine way lower or inferior to being like a trans man? It doesn't make what?
her being a tomboy is like lesser than being a superior trans character. No, she's just a tomboy. Like
Yeah. By the way, trans man or woman, it doesn't matter.
I said, at this point the mask has completely fallen off the OP. You can actually see more of their laughably terrible rhetoric right here. Check this out. First, the response says, the issues of sexuality and race in Avatar are very interesting. There's no racism or homophobia up until the Blondes comic, but I believe this scene is just about a tomboy who was just part of the boys group and is reaffirming herself as a woman. OP says, it could be, and I don't think it's wrong to think that way, but for me, the phrase she drops afterward seems way deeper than just that, to be honest.
You're retarded. I don't know what to tell you. I always find these type of people funny. Like they try to paint themselves as this like super intelligent understander of art, and it's okay, buddy. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Sure, bro. Whatever
Again,
you say.
implying it's so much lesser than what they're trying to change her to. This response says, it's shocking. Defeminized women exist, and they are constantly mistaken for men. This is misogyny. Calls the OP a misogynist. OP
They're eating their own.
He says, expressiveness is always going to be a problem no matter the medium. I just think it's cool how the character's speech fits into different contexts, both in terms of identity and style, even though at this time it wasn't written with that in mind. The delusions are crazy here, man. Literally a tomboy character, and like clearly written as a tomboy character.
Yeah.
OP is so delusional, they're gonna say like, oh, it wasn't actually written with that in mind. What?
They will, like, twist themselves into a pretzel to justify X belief.
Because it doesn't fit your agenda, the jokes continue to write themselves. We have another response that says, why did people get so upset about the mere suggestion of the character being trans to the point of this being called misogyny? P.S. If some animal responds, it'll be ignored. A beast's place is in the corral if all it knows how to do is move. Yeah, so let me
Yeah, and retards belong in a fucking insane asylum. What are we talking about here?
translate that.
Also, the fact that you felt the need to include that in your message is hilarious, and it's gonna make you a bigger target to make fun of.
For you, what they
it's not gonna have the
is
effect
that
you think
they
it
are
does.
A delusional, reactionary weirdo, and if you don't affirm their headcanon, they're going to block you and probably also call you a Nazi.
I've been one since day one, baby. Sign me up.
People make a tempest in a teacup and forget. This is the OP again, by the way. People make a tempest in a teacup and forget that art is subjective. Regardless of what the character was representing at the time, her line fits into other contexts and opens up the room for other interpretations. I don't think one representation should erase the other.
Sure, but that's not what you have here. This is pretty cut and dry. The character was written as a tomboy character. That's it. It's not any deeper than that. It's not as deep as what you're trying to make it out to be.
You're the one doing that. We talked about this before already. The point is, like, they have doubled down so many times on this, and they don't see that they're literally the one erasing other people's representations. That's what's going on here. But they don't see it as such because, again, massive ego, no self-awareness, and a lot of selfishness. Those were pretty much all of the responses that the OP responded to, but let's take a look at a few more here. We got this one that says, remember, if you don't fulfill every gender stereotype, then you must be trans. Because masculine women are only ever trans women, and little children should never be taught to be comfortable in their body as it is, right? Do you even realize how sexist you're being? We got S.A. Rivera posting. Ed from Bebop says, even boyish girls are still girls and want to be seen as girls. Same goes for Ed from Cowboy Bebop.
100%.
Today, if a girl so much as dabbles in anything boyish, she must be trans-coded. It's time for this cultish obsession to end. This response simply saying,
this shit is honestly just obnoxious. I don't understand how so many people fell for this bullshit. Like, it's already not really founded in the fabric of reality as it is, but it's such a, like, cultish, and the people in it, like, a lot of these are just so obnoxious. Like, it is insane to me that people actually fell for this stuff.
quote,
and, like,
trans people aren't
associate their entire identity with. It's like, how did you end up like this? What has to go wrong? Did you have a father growing up?
erasing tomboys, you bigot, unquote. Yeah, so the joke here is that they are. But this is something that reactionary trans activists on Twitter and elsewhere in social media have said before. They say, like, oh, this isn't really happening. And they say this not just in reference to tomboys being erased by them, but also femboys being erased by them. You've probably seen both.
Yep, both.
They say, once again, oh, we're not erasing tomboys, or we're not erasing femboys, and it's like, you literally are. There's so much evidence of this. At times, this even exceeds social media posts, as we saw with the manga Koisuru Otome no Supirikata, where the localizer, the localizer...
Damn! Look, chat! Hirohei said that shit smooth as fuck. God damn. Was that one take, Hirohei? How many takes was that?
excuse me, of course, the EN localizer erased the femboy main character by changing that femboy main character into a trans woman. The author found out about this, forced them to fix it, and had 7Cs reprint the entire thing. But yeah, they'll really...
Wasn't there like some sort of drama like this going on with like Go For It Nakamura-kun? Wasn't there like some sort... I didn't cover that drama, but I do think I think I saw something about it. Like I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think there was like something similar with that anime, with that show.
Please sit there and say this isn't actually happening. I'll take it even further real quick too, and I've mentioned this as well before, but it also goes back to egg culture, where they say, oh, we need to get that person to realize that they're trans.
Yep, like I said, it's that egg cracking bullshit.
Look at a femboy or
it's fucking retarded. I hate that shit so much. It's so obnoxious.
Breaking gender norms. And they will go to that person and say, you're actually trans. You just don't realize it.
Yeah.
You are an egg who...
I hate that shit. So I cannot overstate how much I hate that shit whenever I see it. It is so annoying. I hate that shit so much. Oh my god. Don't even get me started with that rabbit hole. I hate that shit so much.
And what this, of course, ultimately is, what they're ultimately doing is grooming people. Or trying to, at least. Fortunately,
that is all. It is fucking grooming. That's all it is.
You might see trans people standing against this sort of thing. Unfortunately, the ones that stand against it tend to be a minority compared to the massive amount that push this sort of...
Yeah, and those who stand against it end up getting attacked by their own
thing onto others. But I'll leave it there, though. As always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great weekend up ahead. I'll catch you in the next one.
So yeah, that is the situation with tomboys being erased. But it doesn't end there, chat, because like I said at the beginning, there is another Hero Hey video that I wanted to watch. And I'm gonna lump these two together because they're, you know, they delve into the same topic, but they are also saying this about Rimuru. I think that's what his name is. Like I said, I haven't seen Slime, but it's the Slime character from, you know, reincarnated as a slime.
Yesterday, I made a video talking about this post that was going somewhat viral on Twitter, where the OP, this reactionary trans activist, and others like the OP were trying to claim that this character from Avatar, Smellerbee, is a trans woman when she isn't. She is, in fact, a tomboy.
Tomboy.
You can see they got
absolute cinema and peak. By the way, chat, I just want to put this out there. Tomboys are absolute peak. All right, tomboys are absolute cinema. All right, tomboys are great. We love tomboys around this household. All right.
Noted here, correcting them,
absolutely
but they
based.
Tripled down in the responses and were very disrespectful as well, essentially making the argument that you need to respect trans identities, but it's okay for them to not respect the identities of anyone else. You know, complete double standards.
Yep.
And they were making implications all throughout the comments that tomboys are like lesser people and are inferior to trans people.
Absolutely
and
insane,
in
man.
Video, I went on to talk about all this in much more detail, along with the issues and contradictions in their rhetoric. Not going to be doing all that here. Be way too repetitive. So consider watching yesterday's video for all of the context. You'll see those comments for yourself. I'm just not showing them here on screen again, as mentioned. This is just a really quick intro, which takes me to what I do want to mention today in this somewhat of a follow-up, as there was also other posts from different reactionary trans activists, similarly though, claiming that characters that are not trans are in fact trans according to them. For example, this one was Shido from Data Live, where, as you can see, they also got community noted, which reads, Shido cross-dressed in the arc to trick the spirit Miku who hates men. He had never been shown to act or want to be a girl before or after that. It's very likely that OP only saw the screenshots and clips, but not the actual show.
Yeah, I was confused. It's been a while since I've seen Data Live, but Shido is the main character in that, and I was thinking like, wait a minute, Shido, wait a goddamn it, is that the MC? He's a man. How did you come to that conclusion? It's like, that's right. I forget who it was, but yeah, I think it was the Idol, right? It was the Idol character. But yeah, she like hated or was like afraid of men, so he like cross-dressed to riz her up, right? And it's like, you know, that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense how someone that would just is trying to like run some retarded narrative would see that screenshot and take it and run with it.
They then made this entire long chain of comments also trying to claim that Kirito from Sword Art Online is a...
Okay, how? I don't even understand how you can make that argument.
Trans woman.
Please.
And that Subaru from ReZero is probably
how?
A trans woman. But then...
How? How? I don't even understand how... the Shido I can understand out of context, someone that's never seen the show, but I've seen Sword Art Online. I have not seen ReZero, but I have seen Sword Art Online. How can you... How does Kirito... I'm trying to think how. I'm trying to think... I don't think he ever did, like, any cross-dressing in the show. It's not anything that I'm remembering off the top of my head.
Disrespectful. This is just actually crazy. So, if you're not familiar with slime, I will explain this for you. But here's the take. Obviously, there's also Rimuru from Slime Isekai, one of my personal favorites.
I bet it is.
Human form, it's deliberately androgynous. This is a choice.
Well, like I've said, I have not seen the show. I've never seen the show, but I have seen clips here and there. And also, I personally would make the educated guess that the reason whenever Rimuru goes into human form, it is deliberately androgynous, is because slimes are typically also androgynous, because it's a fucking little slime. Can't exactly tell what sex it is now, can ya? That would be my educated guess anyways.
It's a dramatic shift from his prior life as a clearly sorta unhappy businessman. So, the reason that Rimuru even looks like this is because when he was isekai'd, he was just a slime, a blue slime. And eventually in the show, he meets this awesome female character, this awesome woman named Shizu.
Okay.
Shizu's a great character, really amazing character, but sadly...
I should watch the show.
Within a few episodes, she loses her life.
Aww.
But right before that, as she's dying on her deathbed, Rimuru's there trying to comfort her, and she requests that Rimuru uses one of his slime abilities to absorb her. And so Rimuru hesitantly
that's sad!
And absorbs Shizu, and to respect her and keep her alive somewhat, you know, in memory, he takes on her appearance. Now, there's a slight difference.
That's so... Oh, damn, that's sad. That's so wholesome. That's kind of wholesome. I'm going to watch the show now. I'm going to watch the show, chat. Okay, I'll commit to watch it. Well, I'm on summer break anyway. I'm going to catch up on a bunch of fucking anime. But yeah, I'm going to watch it now. But yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
She was, you know, more girly looking, but like...
Yeah.
Almost identical appearance.
Yeah.
And obviously, the blue hair's difference too, of course, you know. Still technically a slime and all that. And that's why he's trying to pay respects to his dead friend, who was this awesome, great character, Shizu. And it's crazy that the OP is going to talk about Rimuru looking like this and not give any sort of respect to why he looks like this.
Yeah, I have to press X to doubt that this is one of your personal favorites, my friend. Have you seen the show?
And how he's paying respect again to his dead friend. There's no mention of Shizu here at all. Just, hey, this character is trans too. Dude, insane take. Insanely disrespectful. And like, how do you think you're gonna win people over with this sort of, I don't even want to call it an argument, but this sort of take, this sort of look. Like, you look so bad, OP, by making this take. He also keeps her mask, and that's something he uses all throughout the show. So it's like a perpetual thing. This Shizu lore is intrinsic to literally the whole show and like his character. And by the way, on top of Shizu dying and that being sad enough, her entire character story, like her lore is also very depressing. Like she's been through a lot. So reducing all of that to push your headcanon as fact while you're like erasing lore, erasing traumatic things that happened in the show. You act like you're a fan, but you don't even really care about this stuff. It's just so fake. insanely fake behavior and all
Yeah.
that. But I don't want to spend too much time on this again. Like I said in the intro, I talked about all this sort of stuff in much more detail yesterday. But this is definitely something I wanted to add on to yesterday's video. I should have put this in yesterday's video, but I forgot about the SAO part. I did know about that yesterday. The Rimuru one, though, I didn't see until today, like going back and looking at
Dude, the SAO one still got me. I still don't understand the vision.
this stuff. So I definitely wanted to do a quick follow-up talking about all that. But that's all I got for you in this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. By the way, also have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, I will.
Yesterday.
There you have it, ladies and germs. That is the situation. Again, like I said, these activists are incredibly obnoxious. The activists are probably the biggest contributors to people going against the whole trans movement. The activists have done nothing positive for the trans movement. If anything, the trans activists are a bigger net negative to the trans movement than actual transphobic people. It's absolutely insane. These people are just so obnoxious. I can't stand these people. Like with the whole egg cracking bullshit. They're always like trying to force their head canon onto others and stuff like that. Like this shit, it's so obnoxious. It's so tiring. It's so exhausting. It's trans fatigue, if you will. But yeah, I mean that's the situation. I wanted to cover this because I saw this and it was so insane, bro. That SAO still got me, bro. I still don't understand. I don't see the vision with SAO. Please, someone explain that one to me.